Good evening, everyone. Wahiguruji ka khalsa, Wahiguruji ki fateh. It is my very great, thank you. It's my very great privilege to be here this evening, and I start, of course, by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, pay my respects to elders past and present, and particularly extend that respect to any First Nations people who are here, and to declare that I'm very proud to be part of the Albanese government, which is committed to the implementation of the Uluru Statement of the Heart in full, including constitutional recognition of our First Peoples. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it is a real delight to be here among so many distinguished people who have been mentioned, and all of them distinguished in their own ways. I particularly want to acknowledge all of the nominees here this evening, but especially their families, because I know very well, and I know all of you will know, that you don't get to where you are at any stage in your life without the support of people who love you. So thank you. Let's give a round of applause to the families and supports that have been given to our great nominees. I really want to thank the organisation for creating such a worthy initiative, and thank all the sponsors here this evening. As you know, I'm the Minister for Communications, and within my portfolio are our two great national broadcasters, which each has operational and editorial independence. But I am very pleased to see that the SBS is one of the sponsors here this evening, so well done, SBS. Now, Tarandeep has really said a lot of what I wanted to say, but some of the reflections that he has given, I did want to put my own light on them. Of course, SEVA, the act of selfless service without seeking reward or recognition as a core Sikh value, I think really speaks volumes about why we are here. In Australia, we know those values to be lived each day by Sikh Australians. They possess this in a deep-rooted dedication to selfless service, a driving force for how you live your lives. And of course, there is also, aside from that, a long-standing and well-documented tradition of Sikhs helping others when they need help. And going back to that really instructive guide that Tarandeep gave at the beginning, in the early 1900s, when the Anzacs fought for our nation's freedom, alongside Australian and New Zealand soldiers, were brave Sikh soldiers as well. And it is wonderful to see that that recognition is happening right around Australia now. In 2023, so many Sikh Australians and organisations are still incredibly dependable and selfless during times of disaster or crisis. And of course, that's through bushfires, flood, and of course the pandemic. Examples of these charitable acts are selfless, and they are endless, and I'm sure we are going to recognise some of those this evening. But what really is something that I take personally is in my electorate of Greenway in northwest Sydney, which was subjected to some of the harshest lockdowns in the entire country. It was various Sikh individuals and communities who kept things going, literally kept things going. And it didn't matter what religion or what beliefs or what background you were, they were ready to help anyone. And I think that that speaks volumes again. I was reflecting as Tarandeep was giving his very enlightened comments, that the fact that Sikh Australians apparently comprise only 0.8% of the Australian population, I find that very hard to believe. Not even an entire percentage point. But what it says is the impact of Sikh Australians shows that you punch well above your weight. It is really interesting to see that impact stretching far and wide across our nation, affecting the lives of thousands and thousands of people who are not Sikh as well. That impactfulness is economic as well as being social. And coming from a corporate background, and here's where I want to wrap up and really get on to our first award, it made me reflect in those couple of minutes about what does that say about linking SAVA and linking that success despite being such a relatively small population. It's a values proposition. It really is a values proposition. In business, in entrepreneurialism, the professionals we have, academia, sport, public service and the arts, there is clearly something about working together as teams, collegiality, all of those Sikh values are actually having an impact in everyday lives and success. So I congratulate all the award recipients, all the nominees as well. How wonderful to get this far, and everybody here tonight. Your contributions in each and every way make Australia an even better place to live. Thank you very much.